Welcome back, star travelers. The galaxy is vast, the stars burn bright, and yet, danger still lingers in the dark corners of the cosmos. Our witch of the stars, Astral Weaver, is no stranger to peril, but this time, she's being hunted. Last time, we left Astral and her ever-watchful companion, Stardust, on the run from a cold-hearted bounty hunter. Orion, Cold-Shot, Walker. A name whispered in fear across the galaxy, and now, he's tracking Astral for reasons still unknown. The Nebula Nomad drifted through the quiet of space. Astral Weaver and Stardust had narrowly escaped Orion, their ship hidden beneath the veil of the Nomad's cloaking device. But the stillness was deceptive. They knew Orion would be back. Astral slumped in the pilot's chair, exhaustion creeping in as she turned her gaze to the stars. Her thoughts raced, who had put the bounty on her? What was she being hunted for? She had questions, but no answers. But she didn't have long to think. Stardust's ears twitched, and without a word, he padded to the viewport. Astral followed his gaze, and there, in the endless expanse of space, was a faint glimmer, Orion. Yes, he was back, and this time, he wasn't giving up so easily. Riding atop his robotic horse, as if the laws of gravity didn't apply, Orion moved with purpose, his ice blaster gleaming ominously by his side. The chill that followed him through space was unmistakable, like a shadow that sent shivers down the spine. Astral leapt to her feet, hands gripping her wand, heart racing. "We can't keep running," she muttered to Stardust. But what could they do? Orion's ice blaster could freeze her magic in its tracks. He wasn't like the others. This wasn't a battle she could win by throwing spells at her problems. And then Stardust, calm, as ever, did something peculiar. He trotted to the main console and, once again, pawed at the controls. This time, the Nomad's shield shifted, a layer of protection activated not with magic, but with sheer, mechanical power. Astral blinked. "Since when could you do that?" she murmured. Stardust, naturally, offered no explanation, just a quiet purr, his eyes locked on the viewport, waiting. The Nomad powered up, shields shimmering in the faint starlight, but Astral could feel the cold pressing in. Orion was closer now, his robotic horse galloping across the void, ice forming on the edges of the Nomad's hull. Astral could feel her magic weakening under the strain. He fired. A blast of freezing energy, straight at the Nomad. The cold seeped into every crevice, crawling along the ship's hull, threatening to overtake them. Astral's hand tightened around her wand, but her spells faltered under the icy grip of Orion's attack. Her breath hitched, her options running thin. But then, something shifted. Not in the ship, but in the air itself. The frost that had begun to overtake them stopped, halted mid-spread. Astral frowned, glancing at Stardust, whose eyes were now glowing faintly, as if he were the one halting the ice in its tracks. "What are you doing?" Astral whispered, but Stardust merely blinked at her, his expression calm, too calm. Astral didn't understand it, but for some reason, the ice wasn't spreading. Orion's attack wasn't breaking through. Somehow, her cat, was holding back the cold. Orion's eyes narrowed as he realized something was wrong. His ice blaster, normally unstoppable, was being held at bay. He fired again, but the result was the same. The cold dissipated, stopped in its tracks before it could reach Astral. Astral could see it in his eyes, confusion. For a moment, she almost thought he'd speak, but instead, he lowered his blaster, his icy breath misting in the air. He wasn't ready to give up, but he was clearly rethinking his approach. Without a word, Orion turned his steed, the mechanical horse emitting a soft whir as it galloped into the distance, fading into the stars once again. The bounty hunter wasn't gone for good, that much was clear. He was watching. Waiting. But tonight, he wouldn't take the shot. Astral let out a slow breath, collapsing into the pilot's chair, eyes wide as she stared at Stardust. "You saved us," she whispered, but the cat simply curled up on the console, as if nothing extraordinary had happened. Questions lingered in Astral's mind. Why had Orion been sent after her? Who wanted her dead? And perhaps most confusingly of all, what exactly was Stardust hiding? And so, for now, they drift on. Astral, the Witch of the Stars, and Stardust, her ever-faithful companion, each holding secrets the other can't yet understand. The hunt may be over tonight, but the chase is far from finished. Orion, Coldshot, Walker will return. That much is certain. Until next time, travelers. Keep your eyes open and your trust guarded. The stars may offer sanctuary, but remember, there are always those watching, waiting, ready to take the shot.